What's up, YouTube? And this is an update to my journey reselling action figures on eBay. And guess what? We finally sold the action figure. Um, I'm just gonna get straight into what sold, and then we're gonna talk about eBay and the hard time it is to sell on there and to even make money because of just how much interest is took, and if people promote their stuff, how much does that eat into their pockets? You know what I'm saying? Because I haven't promoted anything really. The things I did promote never sold, so I took it off promotion because I'm like, what is the point if I'm promoting stuff and it's not getting pushed out there to where people are even viewing my things? So it's like, it seems like a big scam because I was doing just fine without promoting my stuff. You know what I mean? I've been selling on eBay for about a year now. I haven't really made anything. I have like 200 things, a little bit more than that listed, and I have sold probably maybe 50 something, maybe 70 items. You know what I'm saying? So I am trying my best to not give up on this journey of mine where I want to make some profit, but at the same time, I want this stuff to sell and not just sit there. So, who has any ideas of what can I do? Should I just like take the listing down and maybe start putting stuff together? You know what I mean? I see a lot of people now is doing like lots and just combining stuff and basically doing a little like, you know what I mean? Like I'll put two of these figures together and sell for like $12. You know what I mean? And basically just bundling stuff. That's what it's called. Bundling stuff together and just changing my listings and just bundling stuff up that won't sell. You know what I mean? I might have to just discount them. Maybe I put 4 or 5 Mario Brothers together and ask for like $11 for everything. You know what I mean? And see if someone will pick all three of those things up. So I'm thinking I might have to start doing something like that if a lot of the stuff that's been listed for a year does not get viewed or even sold, because I have a lot of stuff listed that still have 0 views. And I'm scared to put it on promotion now because what? No one's going to look at it. And if I sell it, then basically I will make $0 because of how much interest is getting taken out. I thought maybe it worked like this. When you don't promote your stuff, eBay still takes like 2 or 3% out, I believe. You know what I mean? Like every $10, I notice like $3, $4 of that gets taken, and about $3. So if I make 10, I'm really making like seven. If I make seven, I make like four. So it's like three, four. Rounded up to like $3, $4 is being taken out each $10. It seems like, and so that's like 2 or 3%. That's without. That's just their interest fee of just listing on eBay. That's not including if you promote your stuff. You could promote it up to like 15, 20%, I think, and then like the normal thing is like 13 or whatever, but that's 13 on top of that 3%. So that's like 15% of what you're making. Supposedly it's your profit because no matter what, you have to buy this stuff first before you sell it, unless you just magically stuff just appears for you to sell. You know what I mean? So I am trying to learn how to navigate because when I got into this, it was just a hobby of mine. So I just was really had an itch into buying stuff, and I was buying a bunch of things thinking like, oh, maybe I can make eBay and I can make some money. It's like, no, it don't work like that. I paid $5 for this and I probably made like $4. So I lost $1 on this just to get rid of it. You know what I mean? Because I want to buy more stuff and make more money. And sometimes you gotta take a loss on something and make money on the next thing. You know what I'm saying? It works like that. Because I had this listed for over a year now, and it was up there for like 11.99. Someone offered me, someone asked me what's the lowest I take. I said I'll take $8 for it. They offered me $7 instead of just giving me my $8 that I really needed so I could bust even. But I took that stinky $7, and best believe, um, I could have been took this letter yesterday, but I was hoping after listing 13 items I would get another sale, and I did. So that's cool. And I will be talking about that on the next video after this. But yeah, first we're just going to go over this crap that I had listed for a long time. And this McFarlane stuff, I have like I have a vehicle, and then I have actually, because the Villain's Lair was the first item I ever sold on eBay. And because I thought that would do well, I start picking up more, or I just had more of this stuff. So I just started listing it. And it has gone nowhere because no one is viewing the stuff. But I believe if I promoted it right when I listed it, maybe would be seen. But who knows? Because eBay is such a tricky place, and it's the craziest things that sell on there where I make profit. So I can't deny it's really cool, but I'm so glad I'm not just selling action figures on here because I probably would have hit a wall because I would have ran out of action figures to list. And basically now I'm listing all these other things, and it's growing my clientele up because it's not just people that's looking for toys, it's people that are looking for other things. So I'm hoping that people will follow my eBay store and basically just continue to see what I have on there because I'm constantly listing. It's been like I'm almost listing, I was listing 20 items at a time, 20, 20, 20, but it's got it to the point where I can't get 20 items. So I've just been doing like 13. Sometimes last week I did like 23. So, it's rounding out to almost 20 items a week. And even if I can't get 20 right there and then, I'll try to get like six, seven more and get that throughout the week just to keep my eBay like I'm doing something on there because I don't know how the algorithm works. The algorithm is so hectic and crazy because I'll list some cool stuff, put all the keywords in correctly, and zero views. I don't know how eBay works. It's probably so many. It's probably I don't know how many sellers out there, but it's probably so many other sellers that have so many other things that have so many better views and basically has their stuff just pushed out there and are just godlike on this reselling game. And I'm just a regular individual that just started doing this as a hobby, and I'm trying to get my traction going by giving good deals and basically packaging stuff correctly and getting to where it goes at a fast, trying to get it to them correctly. You know what I'm saying? I want this stuff to get to where it got to go and get there safely, and that's tricky too because once it leaves my hands to the post office, I got to trust in them, and they're a lousy place to deal with. But so far, only one item has been lost, and I don't even think it was lost. I think the person was trying to scam me. So I did everything what I was supposed to do, and it got worked out. And so I still have my 100%. You know what I mean? I have really good reviews. I have like 30 reviews on there. And so I want to continue to sell things. I don't want it to slow up. Once it slows up, I start getting discouraged and I'm like, why am I doing this? Isn't this even worth it? But at the end of the day, it's just a hobby of mine to keep my mind going instead of just sitting on my butt all day watching fucking TV doing nothing with my life, you know? And I don't want that. I don't have no kids. I don't plan on having any kids. I'm riddled with trauma from my past of drug addiction and selling drugs in the streets. So my mind is basically on a hype of exercise, work, and trying to figure out a way to get a house in my name or put a down payment on a home. I have some money saved and I want to invest it in something safe. So I want to go to the bank and actually do a bunch of do a savings, whatever, BO or whatever it's called, and maybe do some CDs, you know what I'm saying, and get some money back so in the next couple of years I'd be ready to buy a home or put a nice chunk down. But I live in California, and in California it's not easy to put a down payment on a home. I can't even afford anything with my partner. Even if we got together and got married, we still don't make enough to where we even could get a home out here. So it's insane. It's really crazy in California to buy a house. You know what I mean? Like, and everything is just getting worse and worse. It's just insane. So just a regular job is not doing anything for me. I have to find, and it's to the point where I want to give up on all of this and just get another job. But see, I have to finish school first. So the most important thing is me finishing school and maybe just jumping into a whole nother field so I can make a little bit more money, have a pension, And yeah, I am a criminal, so I would have to really work my ass off to get that kind of job. But it is possible because I received one and I just didn't take it and I lost it because I just never showed up. So yeah, I already made a boo boo and turned down a job with a pension because I wasn't ready, and I wasn't ready. You know what I'm saying? But now I'm gonna be ready because once I get that degree, then I have the paperwork and I have the what's I call that I done the work. You know what I mean? I have the proof that I done the work. So best believe I want to get into the health and human service field, and in the counseling field, or just in the in general helping field. You know what I mean? Helping other individuals. And to be that, I have to be a role model. And to be a role model, you basically have to live a strict kind of diet, kind of life where you don't really. You could be a hypocrite and do stuff behind closed doors, but at the same time, I don't want to be a hypocrite. I don't want to live like that. I want to be a person of honesty and just truth. And so the way I'm doing this is by keeping my sanity, is by making videos, going on toy hunts and all that. So what is important I learned through this whole struggle with my addiction and basically being in the streets is you have to keep your mind busy. You know what I mean? Because all that trauma, it all comes back. It all comes back to haunt me. I get scared, and I get anxiety. People want to kill me, I feel like. And, at the end of the day, that's just going to be there because of the life that I chose to live in the past. And, you know what I mean? Collecting toys, making YouTube videos, being on Instagram, having some kind of activity to do for myself really helps because I really don't have nothing else. And like I said, I don't have kids, you know what I mean? My families don't live around here. I have my immediate family, but I've always been a black sheep and just a type of person in my room or just to myself, you know what I mean? So that's not like the healthiest way to be living life, you know what I'm saying? So I get my jollies off to making videos, going hunting, reselling stuff. Now I have the reselling business, so now I have a little more time. So I really want to take that seriously and I really want to grow my business and I really don't want to work a 9 to 5. So my goal and my mission is to grow a business and maybe venture off and get my own little store or something, or just my own little online store and basically resell stuff. And I want to build my YouTube to where I'm making money. You know what I mean? Not off on just YouTube, on Instagram and just on social media platforms. So I'm on my way to doing that, even if it takes me 10, 15 years. If I be an old fart, I'm going to be making some money off this motherfucker. I don't care. Sorry for my language. But yeah, this Wonder Woman has sold. I'm taking a little L. Best believe I have a box, and it's going to Stockton, California. So it'll probably be there tomorrow or the next day. It's going to get there quick. And I could have been sent it, but I wanted to sell something else, and I did. So I'm glad that I didn't send it yesterday because I'll be going to the post office probably double times. I have this I'm going to stuff it with. Usually I wrap it up in like a bubble wrap, but I'm running low on bubble wrap. So since this kind of got lowballed, I'm not really going to wrap it up in that. I'm going to get it to where it's safe and it's not shaking in the box and it's going to get to where it got to go. And I'll just show y'all how I do it. So I'm going to put this in here just like that. I did this, do it just like that. And then I get the tape gun. I seal it up. As long as it ain't shaking or nothing, you have nothing to worry about. You don't want it to shake because that's just not a good way of having your stuff packaged correctly. You know what I'm saying? So I like to usually bubble it and throw some paper in it, but I really don't have the time. I put this on the scale. I weighed it. I think that it's might be a little over, but I noticed that they don't really bother you with that at the post office unless they're really just going to be that kind of person. You know what I mean? They could bother you, and if it's just for a couple cents, you're going to have to come out your pocket. So I got to make sure I have my wallet with me because I don't like to just drop the package off and just leave it there. I have to see it get scanned in, get a receipt just so I could have the documents. So if anything does hit the fan, I have all the proof that I did take it to the post office and I did send the item. I did. my part. You know what I'm saying? And so it takes a little more time doing that, but that's a part of business. Sometimes you got to do things the right way. You know what I mean? If you take these little shortcuts and stuff, and I do take a lot of shortcuts, but in certain ways, I have to do it the right way. And this is one way that I'm doing it the right way. So I will be going to the post office today, getting these packages to where they need to go. And yeah, I appreciate you guys that are on the journey with me, reselling action figures and random stuff on eBay. If you like this kind of content, please go give me a like and go subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. And if you stay to the end, I freaking love y'all. Thank you. Keep it spooky, peeps.